Hi everybody, this is the comic book guy, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, and welcome back to the comic book guy, and hope you like this video. And hit that subscribe button. So as you know, the Fantastic Four is coming out in the end of July. And of course, around that same time, we have San Diego Comic-Con. Well, apparently Marvel is not going to be going to Comic-Con this year. There is a lot of word. There's word coming down that they're not too happy about the movie. And that might be why they're not going. They're not too enthused about it. So I guess because they're not too enthused, they might not want to promote it too much at the con. It's very troubling that they would go down this route. Now this is from Variety.com. Marvel Studios skipping Comic-Con Hall H for 2025. The Avengers will have to wait to assemble in San Diego for another year. Marvel Studios will have a smaller presence at Comic-Con this year, skipping its annual blockbuster presentation in Hall H on Saturday. Variety is confirmed. Avengers Doomsday moving its release date from May 2026 to December 2026. The studio is holding its powder for Comic-Con 26. Rather than suspend production in London, the flight's cast of more than 24 stars to appear on stage in San Diego this year. I'm hearing different things, to be honest with you. This is more about the issues with the Fantastic Four than it is anything else. The company is still planning panels and events focused on its comics and games, as well as a booth that will play off of the release of the Fantastic Four First Steps, which opens in theaters on the Friday of the annual fan convention. The stars of the film will appear at the fan convention CCXP Mexico this weekend. Since the preview of Iron Man electrified Hall H at the 2007 San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios has utilized the stage to showcase its upcoming features and make new surprise appearances and the announcements of new titles. In 2024, the studio even tacked on a special Thursday Hall H panel for Deadpool and Wolverine that became a surprise premiere screening, capped off with a 10-minute drone and fireworks show over Petco Park. The studio has sat out the convention before, however, most recently in 2023. Due to the guild strikes in 21 and 20 due to the pandemic, as well as in 2018, 2015, and 2011, largely due to a lack of footage and or news to share due to production schedules. The event can also be something of a double-edged sword. Marvel has still yet to fulfill the promise of Mahershala Ali's surprise appearance at the end of the 2019 Hall H panel announcing a new Blade movie, which isn't going to happen now. That was a total disaster in production. That didn't fly. Nobody was happy with it. Here's a little different take, and this is from, like I said, Cosmic Book News. Marvel skipping Comic-Con, Fantastic flop incoming. Now this might be the reason why they're not sending anybody to Comic-Con. It's because of this problem with this movie. Supposed problem with this movie. Have Kevin Feige and Marvel already given up on the Fantastic Four First Steps? It's learned that for the first time in years, Kevin Feige is skipping out on this summer's San Diego Comic-Con, which happens to correlate with when the Fantastic Four, The First Steps, gets released July 25th. I guess he doesn't want to hear the movie sucks. People seeing it face to face with the fans. Marvel had a huge 2024 Comic-Con. Marvel showed up in a big way at last year's Comic-Con with the shocking announcement Robert Downey Jr. will return to the MCU as Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday. Feige brought out all the Doombots on stage, and then it was revealed Robert Downey Jr. was among them. The internet exploded. Marvel also showed up with the spoiler cast of Deadpool and Wolverine, which also premiered when Comic-Con started last year. So they have a history of premiering the movies at the con. But they might not be too confident about this movie. Now, the Hollywood Reporter says that Feige and Marvel Studios are not attending Comic-Con this year. Again, despite the Comic-Con kicks off on the same day as the Thursday preview release of Fantastic Four. In his email newsletter, the Hollywood Reporter goes over how Feige and director Matt Shakman attended the recent screen test of Fantastic Four. There is a lot of sort of contention going on there. The site says that Marvel surprised fans with a secret screening of the FF Steps at Regal Long Beach. The film, still in post-production of 8 weeks to go, featured a post-credits scene and makes a shift in Marvel's approach by using public test screenings. Despite its July 25th release coinciding with San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios is skipping its usual Hall H panel this year, a first since 2018. Not caused by external events like COVID or strikes. That's telling too. Like I said, it's very telling. The Hollywood Reporter reports this: test screenings aside, Fantastic Four opens the Friday of San Diego Comic-Con. Marvel will break with tradition and not have its infamous, census-shattering Saturday evening Hall H panel. While Marvel will still maintain a strong presence at the floor with comics and such, the absence of a headline movie panel, especially following last year's major Doomsday reveal, has fueled speculation about Fantastic Four's readiness and reception. So this is the problem, according to this report from the Hollywood Reporter. Pretty reputable mainstream site. Now, obviously, Variety didn't mention that. They just report that they're not going to have it. But you got to have something. Especially, this is the big movie of the summer. I mean, this is a bigger movie than Captain America, A Bad New World. I mean, a bad movie. Right. So, you have Fantastic Four, which is a great franchise in terms of the comics, but they just haven't gotten it right. I don't know what the problem is. What is this family aspect of it that they don't understand? Can they ever get the casting right? Because the belief is, and the word is from the early screenings, is that Pedro Pascal comes across very flat. The guy that plays Ben Grimm has no personality, doesn't have the Brooklyn accent. The Silver Surfer, the fake Silver Surfer does not come across well. Galactus comes off as the highlight of the movie, which is great. You want the villain to really scare the audience, and he scares the audience. Sue Storm comes across well from what we've heard and read. If you've been following this channel, I talked about that. And Johnny Storm has come across really well. But there are major issues with this film. And then number one thing is the fans, the audience connecting to this version of the Surfer. And the fact that she's the one that defeats Galactus and not the Fantastic Four, and not Reed Richards in particular. So there's major issues rumored about the movie. Maybe they fix it. Maybe they change the ending. They've been doing reshoots, we'll have to say. But, so there's no, big event at San Diego Comic-Con for Marvel. They'll be there, but not the same, There's no big reveals, not Robert Downey Jr. showing up. Maybe he'll show up. I mean, you would think that he would show up for that movie, But he's not in the movie, apparently. Until it was at the end, and we don't really, from what we heard, we're not sure if we see him in particular. Well, thank you for watching this video. Again, if you're a big Fantastic Four fan, a big Marvel fan, you want to hit the subscribe button. You'll have plenty of stuff here on that movie and everything else about Marvel. So thank you, and I'll see you later.